Hey y'all, so I got my brand new bezel insert here. This is from L.C.B.I. But yeah, it's a Sapphire diver's insert, so I'm pretty stoked on this. It's a Coke bezel, a Coke insert, which is the red and black. They call those Coke. Red and blue's Pepsi. But anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got my old insert here that I'm gonna try to get out with a little pen knife on the end of my little Lick Creek Boys knife here. This one's super thin, so I'm hopeful I can wedge it in there and get this bad boy out. And you could also use X-Acto knives to do this, but I don't have any here with me. But this one's typically been pretty good for me. So hopefully I can do this without cutting myself up. Let me dry this thing off a little bit. All right, let's see if we can wedge in here and get it. I wonder if there's an area in particular that's raised up. That would be the key. So I'm not too concerned about hurting this insert because it's made out of ceramic, so it's pretty durable. Yep, here we go. I think I've got a spot here, maybe. Oh, there's a good one for sure. Yep, got it. So I'm just gonna, once you find a spot to get in, it's not that hard. You basically just work the bezel, and see it's already coming out. You work the bezel around and get it loose. And there we have it. So I'm gonna go in now and clean this insert up, or not insert, God, I keep mixing these up. I'm gonna go in and clean the inside of this bezel up with a sponge and just some soap and just get all that grit out of there. And then we're gonna drop the new one into place, and I think it's gonna look pretty sweet. So I'll check back in a minute. All right, I'm back. So we got our nice clean bezel here, our coin edge bezel. And it's pretty important that you get all the crap out of there, because anything that is raised up on the surface, of course, it's gonna cause the bezel insert to not lay perfectly flat. So before we do this, I kinda wanna get an idea of how this is gonna sit in here. And it sits beautifully. The big thing to me is I want the edge here to be as flush as possible. And right now it's pretty flush, but I'm wanting to use the 3M ring adhesive, the double-sided adhesive. I'm curious how thick that's gonna be. I mean, hopefully it won't cause it to rise too much off the bezel itself. But, you know, I think in terms of like, if you want it to stay put, the double-sided adhesive is going to be better than super glue. Super glue is much easier to kind of work loose. This stuff, when you put it on, it's very strong, and it's going to be quite a while before it fails on you or anything like that. So let's go ahead and peel this up here. If I can remember how to do this. Yeah, here we go. And it actually came with 2 of these, so it's nice to have a second one on hand. Oh, gosh, this stuff is like, it's like so sticky. Okay, get the ring out here, there we go. These Sapphire ones have this white paper on the back, which like you absolutely do not want to pull up, or else it's gonna ruin the insert. All right, so let's try to line this down as best as I can here. Gosh, that is a tight fit. Oh my goodness, it's the tightest one I've ever dealt with before. Oh my goodness. Give me a minute and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. I'll be right back here. Okay, so just to show you guys, this is how I've elected to do it. I'm actually just peeling off a section off the paper and then bending the paper back and very slowly rolling it on. I'm not gonna keep doing this in front of the camera because I'm having such a damn hard time concentrating, but this I think is the best way to do it, and I'll show you in a minute the finished product. Okay, so that actually was the way to do it. It worked out great. And so before I go any further with the bezel insert, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and take off this stock bezel. And let's see here. This is the one that I mentioned earlier that has a little, here we go, should be right up here. Yeah, it's got like a little access point almost. Let me turn it back around here so I can get it on the lug itself. I think that's kind of the best place to position it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see on the camera again, but there's that little access point there to pop the bezel off. I really love that they did that. So I'm gonna switch back to my SPA blade here. Here we go. I'm gonna wedge that in there. There we go. Just slowly work my way around here. Try not to scratch this watch up more than it already is. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, lift the old one off. Now, I'm also gonna go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna oil the rubber gasket here on the new coin edge bezel. Just grab that Q-tip here. There we go. So just regular old mineral oil. All right. Just all the way around here. I'm gonna try not to get any on the inside of it. Yeah, I need to wipe off the insert where I got some there. Obviously, that's gonna cause issues with the adhesive sticking. All right. It's the only issue I have with mineral oil is how viscous it is. It is some thick stuff, man. But it wipes off easily enough. It's not tacky. It's very, very easy to get off. Okay. Yeah, that should be perfect. All right, so I think now we're ready to pop the bezel back onto the naked Seiko here, and the bezel spring is still in place. Get that kind of in position. All right, so let's turn the camera. So get your bezel on the watch. Just, you know, close to how you want it to be in terms of just dead on. Watch goes face down on the table, and all your weight is going to go on it. I think maybe we did it. Yep, that did it. Perfect. Okay. Back to the desk. All right, so now I gotta figure out how to get this adhesive backing off without screwing up the bezel itself. Bezel insert, Lord. God, keep saying bezel and I mean to say insert. And there's a big difference. All right, let's see what I can do here. Gonna get the pen knife back out again for this. Okay. I'm gonna be really careful as I do this. I do not wanna, that paper backing is really important for the style of this insert. All right, let's see if I got that pulled up enough there. Oh Lord, I have no fingernails right now. Let's try it from the outside. Come on, man. Here we go. I think I got it on this one. Maybe, I say it. Nope, that's just the that's just the paper. All right, we gotta get this going here. What is the trick with this? Here we go. This one's definitely right. Oh yeah. All right. And there we have it. Ready to lay it down. This is what is difficult with the adhesive, is that it's you get one shot. So actually, I tell you guys what, I'm gonna go grab my tweezers. I will be right back. All right, guys, got my tweezers here. And if you get into watches, like, there's a lot of great little kits that you can get that are quite cheap. I got a $10 kit that had an awesome spring bar removal tool, as well as this pair of tweezers, just a bunch of good stuff that actually really comes in handy. So I'm gonna do the best I can here. It's so much harder with this adhesive. I mean, you really do only get one shot, but the tweezers certainly help. Not quite. Come on, baby. That looks pretty good to me. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, let's take a close look at that. Oh my goodness. Love it. That's gorgeous. Oh yeah. And I will say it sits in there just perfectly. I love it. That's brilliant. I think the alignment's pretty good. Maybe a little bit off, yeah. But honestly, with this Seiko bezel, you can just squidge it in whatever direction you want it. So not a net loss. So yeah, you know, thanks for watching, guys. I love doing stuff like this. Hopefully, you know, if this is something that interests you and it's something you're wanting to try to do yourself, hopefully this can be of some use to you. But yeah, see you later. Hold up, nearly forgot to mention the best part. All right, this is gonna be pretty cool. So I'm gonna take a flashlight. I'm gonna lume this bad boy up just real good. And you may or may not know that Seikos have, one of the best thing about Seiko divers is their lume. They are fantastic. They have really the most powerful, long-lasting lume. And I own, you know, some decent Swiss watches that don't hold a candle to Seikos when it comes to lume. This bezel, however, has some tricks of its own. So, just 1 second, I'll hide that. Whoa, would you look at that? That is awesome. Oh my goodness, this thing's like a Roman candle, my lord. So there you go, this bezel insert came from L.C.B.I. loomed ceramic bezel inserts. This one is actually sapphire glass. Here, I'll cut the lights back on. We'll talk about that a little bit more. This is a sapphire glass bezel. And again, you may or may not know this, I don't know, but sapphire, higher end watches have sapphire crystals, and sapphire is exponentially more harder than mineral crystal, which is what most, I would say most watches in general have mineral crystal glass. So sapphire is a great material. It's really strong. It's very hard to scratch. It can be scratched, but it's harder to do that. It will shatter if enough force is applied to it, and it'll shatter easier than mineral. So it's kind of a trade-off. I prefer sapphire just because I think the odds of you applying the amount of force that you would need to apply to sapphire to shatter it is pretty slim. So this other one I originally had on there is a ceramic insert. Ceramic is also very strong. It, unlike aluminum, which most bezel inserts are made out of aluminum, unlike aluminum, this will not fade over time. It'll keep its color. It's pretty tough stuff. It's also very hard to scratch. I think it's more shatter resistant by far than either mineral or sapphire. But good Lord, the color on this, this is a gilt dial Seiko, and I think that the coloring of the digits, I think it's more in line with the gilt dial than just plain white coloring. So yeah, I'm really happy. I've been wanting a Coke bezel watch for a while, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I think too, this kind of lines up more with the Japanese Seiko aesthetic than this one does. This kind of has a Tudor thing going on, and it's definitely got a Swiss kind of thing going on, a Rolex kind of thing. And I think that doesn't really fit on a Seiko. It's meant to be, I mean, it's not meant to be, it is a Japanese watch. So it should have a Japanese aesthetic. So anyway, I'm pretty happy. I think this just looks pretty sweet. So get one of these turtles, man. They're great watches for what you pay for them. God, they're fantastic. This thing's basically my beater. Every time I'm working, I have some desk work and then some very active work. And when I'm doing a very active job, this is the watch I'm wearing every single time. So anyway, thanks guys. Check in with y'all later.